exciting action here. The opening day of the 2020 JML Luzon Cup. This is JML Cruz opening things up for our first match of the day. It's going to be Eagles RFC going up against Santos Knight Frank Mavericks. We do have here our expert voice, Mr. Chris Skipper, who's been playing the sport for over 5 years now, and we're looking excited. And what do you think about the festivities that we do have here?
Yeah, thanks, Jay. Welcome to Club United, everyone. I'm looking forward to this match. This match is between the Eagles RFC and SKF Mavericks, as we mentioned. Eagles RFC are the most dominant club in the Philippines at the moment, but the Mavericks have been the contender to the crowns, at least in recent years. So this should be an interesting clash. This is of course, the Luzon Cup is the first year of the Luzon Cup this year, which is a Filipino heritage teams only. So anybody you see playing has got Filipino heritage. There are no expats in these teams as often we see with rugby in the Philippines. So that's going to be interesting.
That's really going to be exciting to hear. Chris, now, before we get into the action that we're going to have here today, talk us through the basically the rules and stuff about the rugby union that we do have today.
All right, so rugby union is a form of football. The real name is Rugby Football Union. So back in the 19th century, football, or soccer as we know it, and rugby were essentially the same sport. Mm-hmm. They split, and then we have two versions of the game where the ball is carried and the ball is kicked. So rugby and soccer. In rugby, you will see people running with the ball, much like American football. Halves are 35 minutes each. There are 15 players to each team, and it is full contact, no holds barred, pretty much. There are rules about the tackling, of course. It's got to be safe. It's got to be below the neck. It's got to be with the arms, and it's a sport for people who are really not shy kind of thing. You got to be willing to put your body on the line. For what we'll see is we'll see 15 v 15. The points scoring system is as follows. To score a try, or what's similar to a touchdown in American football, it's 5 points. If you score a try, then you're allowed to kick for the posts. That's known as a conversion. Yeah. The conversion attempt, if you are successful with the conversion attempt, it's an extra 2 points for your team. At any point during the game when a referee awards a penalty, the team has an option also to kick for the post, a place kick, so the ball must go on the ground and be kicked from the ground over the post, over the crossbar that we will see in our picture soon. If the ball carries over the crossbar from a penalty, that's 3 points. And then the fourth and final way of scoring is to kick a drop goal, which is an open play where the ball must bounce first and then a player can kick it over the bar. So that's how we were able to score. So
that's really great to hear. So Chris, before we get down to action, let's hear the lineups that we do have for both teams.
Okay, so with the two teams today, we're starting with the Mavericks FC. They're coached by Andy Brown. As you can see, the rain is pouring down here. Guys, this is actually perfect weather for rugby, I'll tell you that. It's weather for ducks, but also weather for rugby players. So our starting lineup for the Mavericks, at number 1, we've got Christian Carino, the loose head prop. Number 2, the experienced Jeremy Hernandez at hooker. Number 3, Jed De Los Santos. Number 4, Ason Cordero, the second row. Ino Aquino, number 5. At blindside flanker, we've got Jerry Slug Branzuela. At open side, we've got Morgan Barrientos. Number 8 is James Osayas. The scrum half and running the engine today will be Manuel Eduque. Number 10, the playmaker, will be Rand Santos, who obviously has had experience with the Junior Volcanoes and is one to watch out for. Number 11 will be Julian Faleo. Number 12 is Jordan Rhodes, who's had experience playing rugby in America, also another one to watch. 13 is Enzo Marfal, 14 Lance Arlega, and 15 Lito Ramirez, the artista, who is the glory boy, the poster boy of Filipino rugby. He's definitely going to be exciting. He's got fast feet and one to really watch for. So on the opposing side, we've got Eagles RFC, who are coached by Joe Dawson, who's a volcano. Number 1, we've got Neil Baby Shark Gribialde, who's going to be an interesting player to watch for. He's a big hitter. Number 2 is the experienced Glenn Denton. Number 3, Mark Jenseth. Number 4, Nico Rodriguez. Second row partner will be Miguel Canelas. Number 6, the open side, will be Lyndon Adlau. Number 7, Phil Mondragon, who's his first time playing in the forwards, but he looks to be be quite entertaining. Number 8 will be another ex-Volcano, Timothy Kong. Number 9, Lester Copino, who's an exciting young prospect. Number 10, Jovic Pepon, the captain. Number 11, Vernie Alano, who's got speed on the outside. Number 12, Paul Luces, who's a recent football convert, but looks to be devastating in the tackle. Number 13, John Bravo. Number 14, Rommel Marquez. And number 15, John Carlo Nolasco, who will be skilled and controlling things from the back.
All right, that's really great to hear. And now we see the players running inside the pitch. And in just a few moments, we'll kick things off for the 2020 JML Luzon Cup. So stick around. We'll be back with you guys.
Okay, so welcome back to Club United. We've got the kickoff of the first game of the 2020 JML Luzon Cup between the Mavericks on the right-hand side of your screen in red, and on the left-hand side of your screen, the Eagles. Reffing today is Alex Maynard. Big high kick from Rand Santos. That ball bounces. The Eagles left it bounce, but they carry on now. Good tackle there, fielded well by Malcolm Mostales, but put to ground by the number 9, Manuel Eduque. Ball gets passed out to the forwards. Not willing to take that one. It's a knock-on and advantage to the Mavericks. Play continues, though. Eagles boarding well here. Timothy Kong with the ball running forward. Pushes it into the Eagles 22. They're trying to break out from their own 22 here. Jovic Pepon uses some width now. Good, strong legs from him. Brought down by the Mavericks, and good clearing by the Eagles. Ball comes out to the right-hand side now. Good, strong carry there. Lester Copino bringing fast delivery to the experienced Glenn Denton, unable to offload, but ball is retained by the Eagles within their own 22. Now out to the left-hand side. Kick coming by Jovic Pepon, and he clears his lines for an exciting opening section there. Line out to Mavericks just on the 10-meter line. So this is the first set piece of the day. This is a line out. When the ball gets kicked out in rugby, we have what's known as a line out. The opposition team will get the chance to throw the ball in, and we will see players being lifted now by their teammates in an attempt to grab the ball. Interestingly, lifting in rugby is actually quite a recent addition to the game. It's only been the last 20 years that we've had lifting for safety reasons, but ball is retained by the Eagles there. That's actually a turnover. Denton ships it on to Adlau. Good strong carry from him again. Copino with the delivery. Mavericks players lying offside, but the referee says play on. Ball dropped there by Baby Shuck. Neil Gribialde. Unfortunately, just took his eyes off that one. And referee Menard calls a scrum to the Mavericks. And here we go, the first crouch down for the day between the Mavericks and the Eagles. Both front rows will be eyeing each other up. Expect Jeremy Hernandez, number 2, to put in a big shove here. Mavericks lining up to the left-hand side, and the Eagles will have to defend well here, being organized by their captain, Jovic Pepon, at number 10. Referee blows it up for an early engagement. Just making sure that the players are binding properly. Safety is of the utmost importance in these scrums. As well as it being a contest, there is a high element of danger here, but the referee controls that. And good shove on by the Mavericks here. Oh, good counter shove by the Eagles, but Mavericks managed to suck up the pressure. Good strong run by Rhodes down the right-hand side. Sorry, that's Marfel. Good covering tackle by the Eagles, and they managed to bundle him into touch. Good cover defense there in the end, but some strong yards made by Marfel. The Eagles will have to maintain him later in the day. So some good first few skirmishes between both teams. It's the second line out of the game. Let's see, it's an Eagles ball, so they'll look to maintain it here. Throw goes awry, but gathered by Kong at the back. Passed out to Pepon. Great ball there to Paul, but unfortunately, Paul Luces was just slightly ahead of the ball, so that was a forward pass. And it'll be scrum down to Mavericks, well within the Eagles 22. Mavericks moving towards the danger zone now, and will be looking to score from here. That was just unfortunate. A really great run there by Luces. Great short line by him. Mavericks lining up to the left-hand side of your screen here. The winger, Julian Faleo, warming up his quads, getting ready to make a run. Big shove on by the Mavericks, but the Eagles put on the pressure there, crumpling the front row of the Mavericks. Referee says play on. They managed to gather the ball out to the right-hand side with Rhodes. Good tackle there by the Eagles. Kong coming across and bringing everyone to ground. Ball comes out to the left-hand side for the Mavericks. Managed to go to the ground, but a high tackle there. Penalty advantage coming for the Mavericks. Neil Grebialde just going a bit high on the tackle, but good defense by the Eagles. I think the referee's still playing advantage here. There we go, going back to the advantage. Referee Alex Menard brings them back. Quick tap by the Mavericks. There they go down the left-hand side. Unfortunately, whistle goes. So Eagles were offside there, so the Mavericks will have another chance there. Ball was held up over the line, so no try. There'll be another tap attempt here by the Mavericks. They'll tap and pass out to the left. Quick shooting up by the Eagles. They've got to be careful here that they make their tackles, one-on-one tackles. Unfortunately, missed tackle there by the Eagles, but Mavericks have got it up. But looks like it might be held up. Yep, referee calls held up there, no try. So in order for a try to be scored, the players can't just cross the line. They need to actually put the ball on the ground with downward pressure. That is the law from World Rugby. Any form of downward pressure, can be any part of the body, just as long as they put it down. So no try there. It'll be a 5-meter scrum to the Mavericks because they took it over the Eagles' try line. And the ball was unable to touch the ground there. Good defense by the Eagles, but this is touch and go stuff here. The Mavericks looking very, very dangerous. Some good fast feet from the inside backs, Marfal and Rhodes in particular. And good scrum there, better scrum from the Mavericks. They managed to maintain the pressure. Pick and go by the number 8. The offload looked like it went a bit awry, but the Mavericks still have the ball. Looks like it might have been another high tackle. And Eagles have got to be careful here. That's the second or third high tackle in a row. The referee may be looking for a yellow card. And now he's just having a word with the assistant referee. There might have been a try scored here. We'll have a look. So Menard deep in conversation with his assistant referee on the right side, just asking if they saw a grounding. And we will see the outcome of this now. Time back on. And it looks like he might be awarding a penalty try here. So a penalty try is a unique situation in rugby. Basically, the referee has decided that Mavericks were going to score a try, but the Eagles unfortunately infringed with a high tackle. So penalty try to the Mavericks, an automatic 7 points to the Mavericks. 7-0. They don't have to have the conversion because it's a penalty try, and as you can see by the referee there, when he runs underneath the posts and signals like that, that is an automatic 7 points. So the Eagles will restart again with a kickoff. Good attacking form by the Mavericks, and we have a bit of sun now at Club United. It's starting to dry up a little. Hopefully this will make things a little bit more easy on the passing. Good kick by the Eagles, went 10 but no one claimed it. Knock-on advantage here to the Mavericks. Penalty for offside and side entry. Tap and go quickly by the Mavericks. Here we go. Ball comes out to the left-hand side. Santos passes it on to Rhodes, to Marfal, who carries strong. Good tackle there, but good. Must release now because his knees are on the ground. Ball comes out to the right-hand side. Santos again. Looping on Marfal. Good, strong carry from him again. He's been like that all day. Here we go, passing out to the right-hand side. Back on the left-hand side, they bring it back. Santos again, good feet from him. Out to the number 6, Jerry Branzuela. Ball comes out to the right-hand side. Good, strong carry again from the forwards. Mavericks looking good here. Santos again ships it on to Hernandez, who carries himself. Good, strong carry from him. His good low body position, but well tackled by Kong. He's got to move away there. He's got to roll away. Unfortunately, can't move away. Referee's blown a penalty. Unfortunately, Kong just got trapped in the ruck there. Quick tap and go again by the Mavericks. Here they go, willing to play. They don't want to hang around. They don't want to go to the set piece. The Eagles set piece is really strong. Good, strong carry by Hernandez. Apparently keeps his feet in touch there. Eagles looking a bit disorganized, but Mavericks, good feet by Santos. Nice offload. Ball comes out to the number 2. Mavericks within inches now of scoring again. Ball turned over though by the Eagles. There we go. Time to clear their lines. Ball comes out to the right hand side. Kong to make some extra yards, just to make the kick a little bit easier. These dead ball zones are a little bit shallow here at Club United. Mavericks lining up their players now. Ball gets knocked on by Adlau. Referee says play on. Okay, we weren't entirely sure what happened there. Might have been a kick, but Santos gathers well. He's coming back on the counter attack. Good dummy from him. Good carry, and he's well brought down there. Mavericks building again. Here we go. Ball comes out now to Rhodes. Ships it on. Hernandez. Ball goes to ground. Unfortunately, a bit sloppy there, but coming across with the tackle. And Hernandez manages to crash over the line. Referee, unfortunately, says held up. And some faint cheers in the background are for nothing, unfortunately, because the ball was held up there. Scrum down to Mavericks. Great attacking play there from the Mavericks. Unbelievable turnover there by Adlau, but great counter-attack by Rand Santos. Good use of his feet there and showing his experience with the national side, the junior national side. Santos wearing number 13 in the black scrum cup. He's the one to watch out for. The fancy feet. And this will be a scrum down 5 meters away from the Eagles try line. Eagles will look to put a big push on here, led by the tight head Glenn Denton. But Mavericks managed to maintain the pressure. Good defense there by Lester Copino, the number 9 for Eagles. Ball comes out to Santos. Here he goes again. Good carry from him, but good defense by the Eagles. Great tackling there. Ball comes out to the right-hand side. Now Mavericks forwards calling for it on the right-hand side. They've got to score here. Lucez trying to get out of the way. Does well enough, said the referee. Good tackle there. Eagles trying to force the turnover. Mavericks coming strong on the right-hand side. Santos again, long miss pass to Branzella, but he can't hang on to it. Ball did not go forward. Referee says play on. Oh, he's managed to pick it up, and he's over. There we go. Jerry Slug Branzuela going over in the corner. I think he was kind of aided by the bounce pass there from Santos. Nice miss pass, but just didn't go to hand. And there we go. And Slug looking a bit out of breath from that one, but what a try. Great pickup from him. So the restart will be for the Eagles again. As you can see, water coming on for the players. It is getting quite warm out here. So a conversion attempt will come from Santos. And unfortunately, it's low and wide. So score now 12 to Mavericks, Eagles 0. So Eagles met with some great attacking play from the Mavericks. They will look to have to rebuild now, looking to their experienced players to hopefully bring some shape to their attack. Mavericks looking good though. And referee calling for the ball now. So the restart will come from the Eagles side. So in rugby, the team who conceded the points conceded a try has to restart the game. And the kick has to go 10 meters. So as you can see, the Mavericks players are lined up a minimum of 10 meters away. If they stand within that 10 meter zone, they are technically offside. And the fly half here will ensure that that kick goes 10. There we go. Sorry, that's the number 15, Giancarlo Nolasco. Ball unfortunately fumbled by the Mavericks. Eagles unable to gather, and referees called knock on first by Mavericks. Sorry, knock on by Eagles. Scrum down to the Mavericks. This is the deepest that the Eagles have penetrated the Mavericks half at the moment, but it will be Mavericks ball. They will probably look to clear their lines here. Rand Santos has quite a big boost in him, and I'm sure he'll look to find touch from here. Just a technicality to see whether the scrum is actually inside or outside the 22. If the scrum is inside of the 22, he can kick the ball directly out. If it's outside of the 22, the ball then gets passed back into the 22 zone, and it's actually a turnover. Sorry, I'll explain that law in a bit, but turnover to the Eagles. Here we go. Loose pass by Capino, well fielded by Mark Santos at fullback, who manages to carry strong. He's held up in the tackle, got to be brought down by his teammates in order to continue play here. Maul to the Eagles, they're mauling well. Straight down the center of the pitch, Maul goes to ground. Referee playing advantage to Mavericks. No, playing advantage to the Eagles. Ball comes out to the left-hand side. Good strong carry by Neil Gribrialde. Mavericks looking a bit nervous here on the left-hand side. Ball comes out to the left-hand side, and fortunately that ball's knocked on by the number 6, Marco Mostales, the blindside flanker. So it'll be a scrum down to Mavericks there. Lucky get out there for the Mavericks. Eagles looked like that was the first decent build that they had. So Mavericks will look to clear from their half here again, probably. Or they're not afraid to run from deep as well. We'll notice that Rhodes and Marfal will take them on here. So scrum down again. Ball gets put in. Good shove by the Mavericks. They're maintaining the pressure now from that Eagles front row. Santos with the loose pickup, but manages to offload to Rhodes. Good strong run from him. He breaks the line. One-on-one with Santos. Manages to break that tackle. Eagles scrambling back on defense. Good tackle there. And Mavericks have players out to the left if they want them. Comes out now to Santos. Chip over the top. Eagles must chase. Good chase here by the Mavericks as well. Let's see what happens. Good recovery by the Eagles. Must clear his lines. Good run there from Copino. And Eagles now in trouble on their own line. Good counter-rucking by Mavericks. Eagles maintain the ball. Ball comes out again, looking to run it from their own try line. Good running from Copino again. He's been everywhere. And now looking dangerous. Mavericks trying to counter-ruck, but no luck there. Good carry from the Eagles second row. Ball comes out and clean kick from the number 15, Nolasco. Manages to make touch. So common sense prevails there for the Eagles. Looked like it was dangerous trying to run it from their own line, but managed to make touch and clear their lines. The Mavericks will have a throw in here, line out to the Mavericks. Ball being thrown in by Jeremy Hernandez. Just deciding whether they're going to throw it to the back of the front. Looks like it'll be a front ball here. Early lift and good line out by the Mavericks. Gets tapped down to the ground but picked up and regathered by the Mavericks backs. Ball comes out to Marfal, who ships it on to Rhodes. Rhodes looping around, looking dangerous. It's brought down well there by the winger. And Eagles have the ball. Ball coming out now for the Eagles. Good counter-ruck by the Mavericks, but Eagles gather well and good carry from Mostoles. Support needed by the Eagles. Good rucking there. Ball looked like it might have been turned over, but now Eagles have it. Ball shipped out by Kong. Adlau carries. Eagles looking good here. Kong again. Good ball out there by John Reynodo. Nice little kick there through by Nolasco. Mavericks coming across with Santos. Santos gathers well, looping around. Good handle from him. Brought down. Nice tackle there. Ball shipped out again. And this is great play by the Mavericks. Good hands, good continuity. Great passing there. Good carry again. into the Eagles 22. Looking dangerous, the Mavericks. Ball out to the right-hand side. Here we go again. It's Slug passing it out to the winger. Good cover defense by the Eagles, and looks like he might have been thrown into touch, but the referee will come across to question the grounding. End-to-end stuff. Great continuity from the Mavericks there. Great testament to their training with Andy Brown. The hands were phenomenal, but also dramatic defense from the Eagles. Last-ditch stuff. And looks like it's time off here. The player was judged to be in touch, and there'll be a 5-minute water break, and we'll rejoin you in 5 minutes. Honestly, if you just say like the direction of play, then that tell them what's happening. And like tackle, that's it. And then it turns like ruck, so like where's the ground to the ruck. I'll use that term for now, like ruck, and then like I don't know whether you saw here the player got caught and then he couldn't go down. He just stand. Okay, and welcome back to Club United here in Merville subdivision in Parañaque. We have the Mavericks on the right-hand side. They have a throw-in to restart the game after the water break. Unfortunately, they weren't able to score in the corner. It was a great covering tackle by the Eagles. And now a line out to the Mavericks. Sorry, beg your pardon, line out to the Eagles. Good take there by the second row, Rodriguez. Ball pick and go by the Eagles, trying to make some ground to make that clearance just a little bit easier for their fly half, Nolasco. Ball comes out now. Santos takes the kick. Ball comes a bit off his side of his boot, but it's worked out well. He's turned Santos. Santos will look to run from here. Good long pass out to the winger, bringing it round. Out to the other wing now. Good cover defense from the Eagles. Unfortunately, can't make the tackle, and unable to score there. Runs over the dead ball line into the advertising boards. You don't see that often in rugby, but that goes to show the shallowness of the end goal, the dead ball zone, and that'll be a 22 dropout to the Eagles. So unfortunately, the Mavericks player just wasn't aware of how short the dead ball line was and couldn't put the ball down in time. And just goes to show you got to dive if you're going to go over that line. Make sure you get your whole body on top of that ball. It'll be a restart now to the Eagles, and they'll look to kick deep here. Santos is ready on the halfway line to retrieve, so they'll look to avoid him. And there we go, good kick by Copino. Ball bounces but is gathered by Mavericks. Good tackling by the Eagles. And ruck set up there just outside the 22. Attempt by a jackal by Mostoles, but unable to gather the ball. Good rucking by the Mavericks. Ball comes out to the left-hand side, but Rhodes is unable to gather. Ball goes to the ground. Branzuela carries, and it's Phil Mondragon who's over the ball. It's going to be a turnover. Unfortunately, he had to release first, but good jackling there by the Eagles. Quick tap and go by Rhodes. He's by himself. Good tackle there by the Eagles fullback. And good cover defense again. Went up and go, picked up and went again, but referee says play on. Ball goes loose for the Mavericks. Good defense by Baby Shaq Rebialde. Great tackling from him. And ball comes out the back for Mavericks. It's loose, but it's picked up out to Santos again. Santos, dummies, feet again. Great handoff, and he's through. Good tackling by the Eagles though. Great shooting at the legs there. Referee says release. Mostoles was over the ball. Eagles have it now. And penalty for offside. They weren't behind the last man's feet at the ruck. There, ball coming out now to the left-hand side. Hernandez, easy carry for himself. No one wanted to tackle him. And just to the left of the post, Hernandez scores. Score now is 17-0 to the Mavericks. Great carry there from Hernandez. Good awareness to just tap and go. And showing his experience there to carry over. Eagles just weren't ready to make the tackle. And Santos makes the conversion, so that's another 2 points. Score now is 19-0 to the Mavericks. And Mavericks looking really hot here, just like the sun shining through, although we've got some clouds in the distance as well. So Mavericks taking on water as well, as you can see there. Just getting ready for the restart. Nolasco ready for the kick for the Eagles. Eagles going to chase hard here. Got to rebuild from this 19-0 deficit. Nice high kick by Nolasco. Goes to 10. Hernandez, the try scorer, regathers, and he's brought down well by Mostoles. Ball out to the left-hand side here with Santos again. Santos goes himself. Great feet from him. Brought down well by Mark Santos, the fullback. Good tackling by him. And nice counter ruck as well. He's working hard. Ball out to the left-hand side. Inside ball knocked on by Mavericks. Referee says play on. Advantage to Eagles. Here, John Ray Nodo passes to Mark Santos, who carries himself, showing his experience. Denton gathers at the back. In from the side, but no, referee says play on. Here we go. Good feet by the Eagles. Ball needs to come out to the left-hand side. There's space if they want it. Now out to the forwards. Lyndon Adlau carries well. Another junior Volcano. Ball coming out to the left-hand side again. Eagles on the short side. A man is down. Looks like it could be Adlau. And Eagles will regather here. Referee blows the whistle. Time off. We've got a player down. And looks like it's Adlau. Lyndon Adlau, the open side flanker for the Eagles. He's clutching his head, but hopefully he's okay. Probably just a clash of heads there. And it'll be a scrum down to the Eagles. Mavericks seem to be infringing a lot at the breakdown, but the referee is allowing them to play on. Eagles have got to maintain their form in order to keep that ruck possession. And there'll be a substitution here. Physio is looking after Adlau. And while everyone takes a bit of a breather. It's a great atmosphere here down at Club United. If you are in the area, please come on down. There's another match later on between the Albay Balkans and the Makati Chiefs. The Balkans have traveled all the way down from Legazpi in the morning to come down here to play in Paranaque. And time back on now. It'll be a scrum down to the Eagles on the halfway line. And they'll be looking to penetrate into the Mavericks half. The Mavericks defense has been rock solid. So it's going to take something special to really penetrate here. Let's look to see a hard running line from either Santos or Luces, the inside center for the Eagles. And here we go, ball in now. Good shove by the Eagles. They maintain the pressure. Mostoles at the back. Ball comes out for Copino. Nolasco out, missed pass to Santos. Ball comes out, looping. Santos again. Pepon passes on. Inside ball. Nice little technique there, but unfortunately Pepon couldn't gather. And he's another one to look out for as well as the captain, the number 16, Jovic Pepon. He's a very experienced player as well. Does a lot of work with the Toloi Foundation in Alabang. And Eagles looking for the scrum down here. Kong at the back looking a bit out of breath, but this is his first foray back into rugby after about 2 or 3 years. So expect to see him wanting to prove a point today. It's going to be Mavericks put in. The number 9, Eduke, will put in. Good shove by the Eagles. But Mavericks maintain the pressure. Nice long pass by Santos out to Marfal. Good tackle by the Eagles, and Rhodes gathers the offload. Out to the winger, the number 14, Lance Arlega. And turnover now, knock-on advantage to the Eagles. They've got to run from deep if they want it. Here we go. Just biding their time. Hernandez is looped around. Looking for space, dancing with feet, but no support there. Could be a turnover, but no. Eagles managed to get out in time. Here we go. Good run by John Ray Nodo. Turnover, but unfortunately the referee says off your feet at the breakdown. So penalty to the Eagles. They tap and go. Ball out to Kong now. No one around him. Carries well. Good tackle there by the number 2, Hernandez. Ball out to the left-hand side. There. Good run by Copino, the scrum half, jinking his way through the Mavericks defense. Ball out now to the right. Good run by Nodo. Again, Nodo offloads to Kong. Kong to Denton. Denton, the big tight head, takes about 4 Mavericks players with him. Great rucking there by Timothy Kong. And now, ready to receive the ball is Nolasco. Good pressure by the Mavericks, but he manages to get the ball away. Offload again. This is exciting. More continuity from the Eagles. And great, into the half they go. This is the man, Jovic Pepon, chips and knocked down by... Oh, he's held back there. I think the referee would be wanting to look at that, but Pepon regathers. He's now well into the red zone. Support out to the right-hand side here in the form of Copino, and penalty to the Mavericks. Great work there at the breakdown. Diving over, says referee Menard. And it'll be a Mavericks penalty in their own half, and then they'll be able to clear their lines. The Eagles, though, looked really dangerous there. Pepon, quick tap and go. Here we go. By Santos, ships it out to Rhodes. Eagles ready to defend. Taps and goes himself. Shows and goes, sorry. And good tackling by the Eagles. Ball comes out to the right-hand side now. Good carry by the Mavericks forwards. Lining up outside them is another pod. Here we go. Santos on the ball. Goes himself. Good strong run. Manages to offload as well. Hernandez taps it along, but knock on there by the Mavericks. No advantage coming for the offside, so referee will bring them back to the just in their own half. And that's Neil Grebialde, slow to get up there from the Eagles. But looking okay, the humidity probably taking a toll on him. This is his first return to rugby after about a year break. And Santos with the kick out of hand. Good deep kick into line-out territory on the Eagles 22. So it'll be a throw into the Mavericks. Of course, with a penalty in rugby like that, if the team decides to kick out of hand, the ball is then retained by the attacking team from a penalty. So this will be a Mavericks line-out, and they'll be looking to attack here. Line-outs for the Mavericks, they haven't really been looking at their number 4 jumper. They've been looking at the number 2, which seems to be very quick. Eagles aren't contesting here by the looks of things. So referee says, just hold up a little bit. They were looking for the cheeky short throw there to the loose head prop at the front. Ball has to travel 5 meters, of course, and now it'll be a number 2 throw. Eagles will not contest. Great throw by Hernandez, but no one could pick that one up. Knock on. No, referee says play on. Santos on the ball. Dummy switch. Ball goes out to Marfal, who knocks it forward. Playing advantage now to the Eagles. Regathered by the Eagles. There goes Mostoles. No one's with him. Good strong run by him. Manages to retain possession. Eagles on the ball now. Unfortunately knocked on there by Lucez, but referee says no. Well, okay. Knock on then to the Mavericks. Didn't play the advantage. Mavericks will look to get over the line from here. And that center combination of the Mavericks of Rhodes and Marfal looking really dangerous with Santos pulling the strings. Santos wearing the number 13 and the scrum cap. And there'll be a scrum down here. And Mavericks are maintaining that early pressure from the Eagles, but Eagles are picking their moments. Expect the tight head Denton to really turn the screws here on his opposite number, Christian Carino. And referee says let's just move a little bit to the right hand side. Turf is probably getting a little bit chewed up here, but this pitch is in great condition. And here we go again, scrum down. Mavericks put the ball in. Good shove by the Eagles. That's great pressure there. And free kick awarded to the Eagles. Penalty to the Eagles. There we go, tap and go. They go quickly, out to Pepon. Pepon passes it out to the number 15, Nolasco. Great switch with Santos, good carry from him. And Eagles maintain the ball. Here we go, John Ray Nodo. Carries well, carries strong. Puts the ball back for his teammates. Good counter-rucking from the Mavericks. And ball is still maintained by the Eagles. Slow rucking there, but they are managing to keep hold of the ball. Kong waiting for it. Calls for it. Chips over the top. Interesting tactic. Well gathered by Santos, who runs strong himself. Going good, strong run down the right-hand side. Here he goes. Ran Santos all the way. And just beats 2 defenders to round down underneath the posts. And put some grass in that one. Great counter-attack by Rand Santos there. And unfortunately, the interesting tactic just didn't pay off for the Eagles. And Santos, who's been all over the place, is repaid for his hard work with a great try, great individual effort. And he'll look to add the extra 2. So bring it to 26. And he just drops that over. Nice high kick. 26-0 to the Mavericks. And Mavericks well in control of this game. Eagles will have to really dig deep if they want to bring it back, and hopefully they'll get a try before half time. And there's just under 2 minutes remaining. So there's enough time to score, but Mavericks will probably want to retain this kick and just take it into the half with a really strong lead. Of course, in this league, if you score 4 or more tries, you are awarded a bonus point on the league table. So Mavericks have already achieved that within this game, having scored 4 tries. And Eagles will restart here. Everyone looking to chase on this one before the half. Nice high kick by Nolasco. Hernandez gathers above his head. Good take from him. Unable to be brought down by the Eagles defense, and he offloads inside to keep the ball alive. Mavericks, strong carry there by the forwards. Mavericks building out to the left-hand side here. Santos organizing his forwards. Ball comes out to him. Good carry here by Rhodes. Unable to be brought down. Ball loose, says can't keep up with them. Great speed from the center. Rhodes looks to carry over but heads straight for the player. Offloads. Ball goes to ground. and well gathered by John Ray Nodo, who offloads himself. Eagles counter-attack here with Mark Santos. Good, strong carry. Nice offload from him. Copino running the show. And there we go, Mostales with a bit of feet. Nice run from him. He's broken the line. Has he got support? Yeah, comes in the... Oh, great tackle there into touch. Good cover defense by the Mavericks. But Eagles had a great counter-attack there. Managed to bring the ball all the way from their own 5-meter line out to just over the 10 meters within the Mavericks half. It'll be a line out to the Mavericks. Great tackle coming in there, and the Eagles player just catching his breath. Mostales, the number 8, had a great carry there. And line out throw goes a bit skew. Well gathered by Kong, though, showing his experience there. And Eagles forwards will build from here. Mostales at the back. He'll pick and go. Nice, strong carry from him. Eagles will build from this point. Options to the right-hand side. Kong brings it out. And nice, strong carry by the number 4. Miguel Canillas. Ball comes out to the right-hand side. Here we go. Nice offload there to Nolasco. Nolasco looking for options. Santos again. Santos looking so strong again. Nice carry from him. Ball goes loose. Eagles got to dive on that ball. Good. But unfortunately, the referee says no advantage for a high tackle in midfield. Eagles will tap and go from here. Oh, they're going to slow it down. Denton taps and goes himself. Good, strong carry from him. Not taking any prisoners in that hit up. And John Ray Nodo calls for it. Really looking for the hit up. Good tackle though by the Mavericks, meeting the challenge well. Eagles forwards ready to the right hand side. Goes to Kong on the left hand side, who uses his feet well. Brings it back towards the center. Eagles gaining inches here, but they all count. Nice run through by the forwards. Out to Nolasco. He goes himself. Nice feet from him. Manages to call for the support, and Eagles have gone over. Great support line running. And there we go. A try to the Eagles, to the substitution forward, JP Apinez. Of course, Apinez wearing number 18, the substitution tight head prop. And conversion is successful. So 7 points to the Eagle before halftime. That is crucial, bringing down the lead of the Mavericks to 26-7 going into the half. And Eagles lucky to get those points just before the halftime. That'll be vital to their campaign now. And we'll rejoin you after the halftime in about 5 minutes. And welcome back to Club United here in Merville in Parinake for the second half of this clash at the 2020 JML Luzon Cup 15s competition between the Mavericks in red on the left-hand side playing from left to right, and the Eagles in blue and white playing from right to left on your screens. The Mavericks have a commanding lead of 26-7. And just a bit of a discussion here about who needs to be on the field at the right time. Eagles walking across to the right-hand side, but exciting players to look at. We've had some great runs from the number 10, the fly half for the Mavericks, Ran Santos, who scored an excellent try in the first half. His centre pairing of Enzo Marfal and Jordan Rhodes have been dangerous and working well together, letting their outside backs run well. And the Eagles have been a bit shaky on defense, but some great last-ditch tackling from the outside backs, particularly Mark Santos and the number 12, who this is his debutant for the Eagles, Paul Lucez. And a great try at the end there by JP Apenez, who ran a great support line off the break by Jovic Paipon, the captain, who is playing at fullback. And there's been some substitutions at half-time. Paipon is off for the Eagles. Referee just making sure that there are 15 players aside, as per the regulations of World Rugby. And looking to kick deep here is wearing the number 2 jersey for Eagles is Giancarlo Nolasco. He will look to kick the ball high into the air. And nice high kickoff by him. Gathered well by Hernandez, and knocks forward, and accidental offside there, but the referee says just to knock on. So scrum down to the Eagles. Lucky to get away with that one, the Mavericks. If the player's in front of the ball when the ball's knocked on, normally it's awarded a accidental offside or a penalty. It should be to the Eagles, but the laws of rugby, as they are entitled, are open to interpretation in some instances, this being one of them. So Eagles lining up to the left-hand side here. Nolasco pulling the strings for the Eagles at number 10. Break down the right-hand side by Copino, who swings it out to Nolasco, who can't gather, knocks it forward, and Mavericks pick up and run well into the Eagles half. Sitting up to the right-hand side here is Hernandez. Good, strong run from him. Breaks through the Eagles line. And coming out to the right-hand side, ball goes to ground, but Mavericks regather. Rhodes on the ball, looking dangerous himself. Might have been crossing there, but the referee says play on. Eagles doing well there on the defense. Great defense by the number 11, Vernie Alano, the left-hand wing. And there'll be a line out to Eagles on the right-hand side. And setting up for the line out are the forwards from both sides, ready to lift their players up to the air. It'll be Rodriguez going into the air for the Eagles at number 2. And ball doesn't go quite straight, but referee says play on. Good recovery by the Eagles forwards, and running with the ball is the number 3, Mark Jensep. Good carry there by the number 1, Neil Gribrialde, and strong carry there by John Ray. Offloads. Again, great feet by the Eagles, managing to keep the ball into play. Ball goes out to the right-hand side. There we go again, Nodo through the gap. Great line break from him, looking for support, but offloads to a Mavericks player who's lazy and coming back, but good defense by the Eagles. Nice tackling there by Rodriguez, wrapping up the man and ball. Eagles working well and have managed to turn it back over onto their side, and now Eagles well within the Mavericks half, but Mavericks have the ball. Breaking free is the number 8, James Osias. Ball comes out to the left-hand side, and now Santos on the ball. Long missed pass out to Marfal, who's well tackled there in the centers by the Eagles. And good defense there by the Eagles. Might have been some playing the ball on the ground, but the referee says play on. Good handoff there by the Eagles winger, the number 14, Romel Marquez. But unfortunately, he's brought to ground. Referee says time off. And he will just look at something here. Not entirely sure. He will just consult his assistant referee on the far side. The Eagles will set up their defense. They have to be 10 meters away. And looks like Ran Santos will kick for touch here. Nice high kick from him. And making some good yardage for the Mavericks. And nice deep kick into the Eagles half. It's just in between the 10 meter and the 22. It'll be a Mavericks throw in, as it was a penalty. Eagles try to go quickly there, but when the ball is kicked from a penalty out of hand, the ball is then retained from the attacking team to the attacking team. Eagles will set up their defense here, and Jeremy Hernandez to throw in. Good steal there by the Eagles, and they've managed to turn over on the line out. Bit of a stray offload there, but it hits the referee, so it'll be a scrum down to the Eagles. And put in here for the Eagles just on the 10-meter line. When the ball touches the referee like that in play, it is normally adjudged to be a scrum down from where that point happened, depending on the impact of that contact with the ball. And so Eagles just making sure that the bind is nice and strong there. So Eagles put in with 10 meters out. Of course, in the first half, the scrums were quite evenly matched, but Eagles scrum looking a bit stronger, probably a bit heavier up front. And a free kick to the Mavericks as feeding is called, which is not a common call you see nowadays, but Menard picking that up. Ball gets swung out to the left-hand side, and Santos on the ball. Out now to the centers with Marfal, who's brought down just outside the 22. Santos again, looking to use his feet. Does well. Offloads out the back, Sonny Bill Williams-esque. And nice offload out to the wing in the form of Lance Arlega. Ball comes out to the left-hand side. Santos again, missed pass out to the number 2. And ball gets passed out again. Santos on the ball. Nice long missed pass again. Rhodes, missed pass again out to the winger. And his open play over in the corner, uncontested. Great try there to the number 8, James Osias, scoring a great try. So the number 8 finding himself out of position on the wing, but in open play and scoring a brilliant try. Great passing there from the Mavericks. 2 nice, clean, crisp missed passes. Highly accurate. And that's proved to be the difference today, is the accuracy in passing from the Mavericks is just outstanding. And the Eagles unfortunately unable to deal with that. And they will be deep in thought behind their try line here as how to get out of this rut. Not out of the game yet by any means. And conversion attempt is a good attempt, but unfortunately goes wide by Ran Santos. And now score is 31-7. I beg your pardon, 29-7. So 29-7, And we are 8 minutes into the second half. Eagles will restart on the right-hand side of your screen with Nolasco on the ball, the fly half, wearing the number 2. Nice high kick from him again. Mavericks got to gather, but they knock it forward. Ball is gathered by the Eagles at the Mavericks 10 meter. Mavericks looking to be offside there, but the referee says play on. Kong on the ball. Steps and goes himself. Short ball. Good defense from the Mavericks around the edges of that ruck. The fringes of the ruck seem to be where the Eagles want to exploit the Mavericks defense. Seems to be working well for them there with a good carry by the number 1, Neil Gribialde. Ball comes out to the left-hand side, unfortunately knocked on. And referee says no advantage for the offside. So Mavericks were offside defense. They weren't behind the last man's feet at the ruck. And Eagles will tap and go. Good carry here by, oh, great strong run there by the number 6. And ball coming out to the left-hand side. Here we go again. And that's Mark Jensef on the ball. Eagles ready to run out to the left-hand side. Nolasco uses his feet, brings it back round, but good strong tackle by the Mavericks and manages to disrupt the ruck there as well. Eagles, though, still have the ball. Good defense by the Mavericks, but now picked him up and bring him back in the maul. Eagles have to bring the maul down in order to continue play. Forwards pile in, but referee calls no advantage. They're taking the ball into the maul, and it'll be a scrum down to the Mavericks. Good defense there by the Mavericks, managing to pick up the Eagles player and just isolate him. When that happens in rugby and you can't get the ball out of the maul once you've brought it into it, it is adjudged to be a turnover. So turnover in the maul to the Mavericks. Scrum down now for the Mavericks just outside the 22. And Eagles will have to defend from deep. And scrum down here, Mavericks ball. Interesting pass out to Santos. Breaking the line is Marfal, who manages to offload. Ball comes out to the winger. Good defense by the Eagles, and Santos manages to drag him into touch, but the referee says play on. There we go. Eventually ball brought out, and should be an Eagles line out here at the halfway point. And quick throw by the Eagles, but referee brings him back as the line out was marked. And it'll be an Eagles line out just here at the halfway line, just in front of us, just in front of the announcement table. Good line out by the Eagles, brought down. Now coming out to the right-hand side in the centers. Good strong carry by Lyndon Adlau, finding himself in the centers, a bit out of position. Mavericks throwing hands into the ruck. The referee says play on. Ball out to Denton. Good strong carry from him, taking 4 or 5 Mavericks with him. Every time. Here we go again. Good strong carry by the Eagles forwards. Mavericks coming in from the side, but referee says play on. And there we go. Neil Gribialde carries well. Baby Shaq. Ball available, but the referee says turnover. Diving over the top. And it'll be a penalty to the Mavericks just on the halfway line, just over the halfway line in their own half. And Santos will look to kick for touch here. Come on, bro. And line out now to the Mavericks, just outside the Eagles 22. Eagles will look to steal this ball. Hernandez on the throw. He's been pretty accurate in his throwing, but the jumping has just not quite been there. Eagles go up early. Kong gathers well for the Eagles. Turnover now. That's another lost line out to the Mavericks. Probably the third of this game, I reckon. So not quite been there in the set piece for the Mavericks, but Eagles now looking to carry through Baby Shaq Grebialde, doing well. Nice strong carry from him. Ball out now for Capino. Mavericks offside, but referee says play on. Luces on the ball. Nice pass from him. Ball doesn't go to hand. Jan Bravo on the ball. Doing well to maintain his feet. And good rucking there. No advantage. Turnover by the Mavericks, but no advantage for the offside. So referee Menard brings him back to just outside the 22. It'll be a penalty kick to the Eagles. And the Eagles will probably look to kick to touch here. Eagles set piece looking a bit stronger than the Mavericks, but Mavericks have maintained more possession in this game, and their accuracy of passing has been excellent. Nice deep kick there, manages to make touch just outside the halfway point. Of course, this is a common thing that you see in rugby, where the players are trying to referee the game as well. Of course, referees say it's final, so lineup will be where the touch judge flag is. So Mavericks players will have to shift over to the left-hand side here on the screen. And it'll be line out to the Eagles. And men are just maintaining the gap in between the players. There must be a 1 meter gap between the players in the lineup. And, Mavericks ball. And now they have it. Brought out to Marfal. And good tackle there by Bravo. Brings him down. Great defense by the Eagles, working hard. Rhodes on the ball. Nice, good tackle by Bravo. A bit high, but referee says play on. And Eagles have the ball. Nice, strong carry by Adlau. Eagles looking a bit better now in continuity. Goes out to Grebialde, Baby Shaq Grebialde. Good, strong carry from him again. He has been a workhorse of the Eagles forwards. And tackler not releasing there at the ruck, so penalty to Mavericks. Once the tackle is made, the tackler must release the player and roll away, and it's Jerry Slug Branzola who doesn't roll away in time, but good strong carry there by Kong. Ball comes out to the right-hand side. Adlau again, nice feet from him, and he's through. Nice, good carry by the center. And Mostoles on the ball, picks and goes himself. Good strength from him, maintaining the ball for the Eagles. And Copino tries to dart down the short side. Good defense by the Mavericks. And unfortunately, they can't contain the Eagles as they go over in the corner. Great try there. Coming from the main man himself, Michael Portugal. Portugal throwing his weight around, and that was great continuity there, building it up through the forwards. Nice strong carry at first by Neil Grebialde, and then great penetrating run from Mark Santos. It was who brought it up. Mostoles maintained the pressure, and then the ball got sent out to the wing, where Portugal crashed over in the corner. Good work from him. Eagles clawing back at that lead. Score now 28-12. And conversion attempt is unsuccessful. And there'll be a water break now for 2 minutes, and we'll join you back then. And welcome back to Club United after the water break. We have Mavericks in control of this game at 28 points to 12. Eagles just managed to score before the short water break. And the Mavericks will restart us here. Time back on. And Rand Santos with the nice high hanging kick that's beautiful coming out of the skies. No one wants to take it. Eagles regather with Kong, who's going to carry strong himself. Nice hard carry from him, making yards well into the Mavericks defense. And ball out to the left-hand side with Denton, who's carry strong again. Takes 2 or 3 Mavericks to bring him down. And here we go, the try scorer, Portugal, who picks and goes himself. Nice strong carry from him. And Mostoles coming out to the left-hand side. Copino will pick the ball up at the back. Mostoles gathers. Dummies himself. Nice feet from him. Good, strong carry. Eagles looking good here. Mavericks have got to defend better than that if they want to. Nice counter ruck from them. And in from the side there were the Eagles, not coming through the gate. So basically doing a ruck, the players must enter perpendicular to the tackle. If they don't, they are judged to have entered from the side of the ruck, and that is illegal according to the World Rugby laws of 15-a-side rugby. Time off here for a substitution for the Mavericks. And the Mavericks will look to kick from here, probably. Santos has been really in great control of this game. And it'll be the scrum half, Manuel Leduque, who will tap and go and give it to the new player who's come on. Good tackle there by Denton. Ball coming out to the left-hand side. A bit scrappy. Marfal has the ball. His ball goes to the ground, and unfortunately Eagles can't gather, but it's a knock-on first by the Mavericks, so it'll be a scrum down to the Eagles on the far side of the pitch. Eagles will look to build from here. They had a few nice hard runs there. And Eagles setting up an attacking play here through the centers of Bravo and Santos. And with the put-in will be Capino, tapping the ball on his loose head prop, Gribialde, so he knows when the ball comes in. Nice hook there by the Eagles hooker. There's trouble at the back of the scrum though. Referee's playing advantage for the offside. Capino manages to get the ball away. Here we go. Ball comes out to Vernie Alano. And now out to the left-hand side. Capino controlling the strings well here. Here we go. And Olano manages to keep the ball in. Santos picks it up. Unfortunately, whistle's gone. And bit of miscommunication there between the assistant referee and the referee himself. And ball was out, so there'll be a line out, but there was a forward pass. Okay, so just a correction there, there's a forward pass from the Eagles during that play, so great breakdown the left-hand side here by Vernie Alano, showing his strength and speed. But unfortunately, the pass to Santos just didn't quite go back. Of course, in rugby, you must pass the ball back or horizontally to the field of play. Unlike in rugby league, where the ball is meant to be passed in relation to the player, in rugby union it is in relation to the field of play. Plane going over the top here. We're quite close to Naia. So please excuse the interference if that's being picked up. And it'll be Eagles scrum down here. Sorry, Mavericks scrum down. Mavericks to put in. Uduke to put in at the back. Good shove there by the Eagles, but Mavericks maintain the pressure. Santos with a nice long missed pass. That was beautiful. And Rhodes with the feet, but good tackling there by the Eagles. Number 14, Ramel Marquez. And Mavericks setting up something here. Inside ball to the number 6, Jerry Branzuela. And good feet by Santos. He just ghosted through the Eagles line there. One more to beat. Good handoff. Bernie Alano coming across. Good strong tackle from him. Nice offload by Santos, but can't be picked up. Eagles managed to gather, and now they have to be careful. Referee says release. Penalty to the Mavericks. Ball carrier not releasing at the bottom of that ruck. Quick tap and go by the Mavericks, and good defense by the number 1, Neil Grebialde, but he was offside, and there might be in trouble here. Might be a yellow card for a cynical play there. Referee brings him over for a talking to, calling the captain across too. Across comes the temporary captain, the number 6, Lyndon Adlau. And referee Menard has gone to his pocket, and it'll be a yellow card to Neil Grebialde for a deliberate offside infringement. So Eagles down to 14 men. What can they do from here? Quick tap by Mavericks. Good carry by Rhodes, and he's scored over in the corner. Try to the Mavericks. And unfortunately, Eagles unable to maintain the pressure there. Good thinking, good quick thinking by the scrum half, Manuel Duque, to just tap quickly and pass the ball out to Jordan Rhodes, who uses his substantial weight to carry the ball over the try line. Another 5 points for the Mavericks, bringing their total to 33. Conversion attempt here will be by Santos. He's going to drop kick it from the touchline, and unfortunately doesn't quite have the legs there. Uncommon to 15s, you don't really see a drop kick attempt at a conversion. Normally it's a place kick, but obviously someone forgot to pack the kicking tee for the Mavericks, and it seems like they're resorting to the drop goal method. Not impossible from that distance, but does take a lot of skill, and Santos certainly has that skill. He's been a key player to the Mavericks' endeavor today. Definitely one to look out for the future, showing that his talent and his experience with the Junior Volcanoes is vital in this league. And Eagles will restart here. It's cooled down a little here at Club United, but still quite hot for the players out there. And ball can be a bit slippery in this humidity, so let's see on this kickoff if the Mavericks can regather. They haven't regathered the last 2 kickoffs, but their passing in open play has been second to none. And here we go, Nolasco with the kickoff. It's a bit short, but gathered well by the Mavericks. And good, strong carry there by the Mavericks, number 18, Jamie Leogardo. Ball comes out to Branzuela, who carries strong himself. Good tackle there by the Eagles. Number 8, Mostoles. Ball comes out to Santos. Nice hands there by Rhodes. Marfal gets it out to the winger. And good defense by the Eagles. Great offload in the center, and nice cover tackle by the Eagles fullback. Santos manages to intercept the ball for the Eagles. Places well. Copino on the ball. Mostoles to carry. And coming in for the clearance will be Michael Portugal and Apines, who will clear that ball. Copino on the ball again. Calling for it is Adlau. Good strong carry by him. Manages to offload. Here we go again with the Eagles carrying strong in the center. Manages to place the ball back. Copino out to Adrias, the debutant. Great strong carry from him. Manages to get the ball back as well. Great work by him. It's something to note there for the number 1, Baston Adrias. Is his first game of rugby. Here we go. Kong manages to break the line for the Eagles. 1-on-1 with Santos. Takes him on. Managing to bump him off. And Mostoles gathers well. Always in support. Out to the ever-present Michael Portugal. And Eagles managing to make inroads down the right-hand side. Here we go. Calling for the ball on the left-hand side. But penalty to the Mavericks. Great last-ditch defense there by the Mavericks. And coming up with the ball is Jerry Branzuela. the old man of the Mavericks, showing his experience there. And Rand Santos will look to clear here. The Mavericks with some great last-ditch defense. And Santos manages to kick the ball out just outside the 22. So safety for now and line out to the Mavericks. Great defense there. Branzuela, who out of nowhere manages to jackal over the ball, which is an attempt to use your hands in the ruck. It's the only attempt that is allowed before a ruck is formed. A arriving player may use their hands to try and grab the ball, or the tackling player may do so after they have released the tackled player. But carrying on with play here, referee blows his whistle for a not straight throw. Throw in must be down that center channel, so it'll be a scrum down to the Eagles here. It was a skew throw by Hernandez, who has otherwise been pretty accurate today. Jeremy Hernandez, who has had experience with the national development team and is a long-time member of the Mavericks. Strong carrier of the ball as well. And Eagles backline standing up here for an attack. Tight head prop Adrias going down against his opposite number, the substitution Jamie Liagardo. And be a big shove on here by the Mavericks. Expect them to put some pressure on the Eagles scrum. There they go. Good pickup at the base by Kong, who carries well, bumps off one, offloads well to Copino. And there we go again. Michael Portugal making yards and diving over the top of the Mavericks, but referee says play on. Penalty to the Eagles. Of course, Eagles are one man down with the yellow card. Quick tap and go by Copino. Out to Michael Portugal, who has been stripped by Santos. Great skill there, but Mavericks were judged to be offside. So legal play, but they were offside. And penalty to Eagles, 5 meters out. Seems to be a player down. Just taking a deep breath there is, I think it looks like the number 3, the hooker, sorry, the number 16, hooker replacement JP Apinez, but he's up and about, instructing his players, getting ready to carry. This one is Mostoles, Malcolm Mostoles, has experience playing in the States as well. Good strong carry from him, showing his experience there, managing to swivel through the tackle. Eagles maintain the ball. They are inches away here, but turned over by the Mavericks. It's Enzo Marfal on the ball and manages to make a break, but good tackle there by the Eagles backs. Ball comes out to the winger and turnover again, end-to-end stuff, and another turnover, but referee calls him back for the knock-on. Scrum down to the Eagles. Exciting stuff here at Club United. Mavericks with a commanding lead in this one. Score now is 36-12. Eagles will have the put in here and look to try and score a try from here. They are about 5 meters out of the 22. Apinez tapping the back of Adrias, getting him G'd up for this scrum down. The debutant using his feet well there to maintain the ball, but Mavericks really rolling over the Eagles there. It'll be a penalty. Great scrum from the Mavericks. Eagles just unable to take the pressure there of the Mavericks. And quick tap and go by Eduque, who passes out to Santos. Great feet from him again. Tries to get through, but good tackling there by Bernie Alano. Sorry, I beg your pardon, Romel Marquez. Penalty to the Mavericks for offside. Quick tap and go by Eduque. Offloads again. Eagles were not 10 meters, and that's cynical. And referee looking to his pocket again. And it'll be another yellow card to the number 6, Lyndon Adler. So Eagles down to 13 men now. And but it looks like the other yellow card might come back on. So Neil Grebialde will be coming on in a few moments' time. Quick tap and go again by Oduke to Hernandez. Carries well himself. Good tackle there by Apinez and Adrias. Eventually brought to ground. Well done there by Hernandez. Ball comes out to Santos. Eagles offside in the center. And good carry there by Jordan Rhodes. Ball now out to Rand Santos. Good feet from him. Nice stepping. And he's through again. Last ditch tackle here coming by the Eagles. Offloads to Santos and he scores in the corner for his second try of the match. Throws the ball into the air in celebration. Brilliant try by the Mavericks. And great stuff there. Great support line after managing to offload brilliantly out the back of his hand by Rand Santos. And score now is 41-12 to the Mavericks. Mavericks well in command of this game. And it'll be consolation points, if anything, for the Eagles by now. So conversion attempt again is a drop kick. And this time it's a bit better connection, but again off to the right-hand side. And Mavericks now well in command of this game. So Mavericks are in the lead 41-10. And there's a couple of minutes remaining now. If anything, Eagles will be looking for a consolation try here. They can't score a bonus point. Probably won't be enough time for 2 tries. Eagles have only scored 2 tries in this game so far, but Mavericks have really asserted their dominance here over the traditionally strong Eagles. Eagles obviously looking to more of a development squad this year and have really been the forerunners in development in the Philippines when it comes to bringing up the young kids through to the seniors grade rugby. And there we go, penalty to the Mavericks. And they will look to tap and go here through Uduke. And needs support now. And comes in the form of Marfal on his outside. He's brought down by Vernie Alano, but gets the offload to Marfal. Great try again by the Mavericks. And good chasing back by the Eagles. Great tackle there by Vernie Alano, but just couldn't bring him down. Great offload by Uduke to the number 13, Marfal. And conversion attempt is just scrapes over the bar by Uduke. And that's full time. The final score, 43 to the Mavericks, 10 to the Eagles. A dominant performance in this first game of the 2020 JML Luzon Cup. And what a great start to this series. Mavericks firmly on top of the table with our next game to come in about 10 or 15 minutes. We have the Albay Balkans take on the mighty Makati Chiefs. We'll see you then.